morning to you. Yeah, it is time again for us to get back into the work day and back into the work week. I'm Dan Gresham. Just want to welcome you. I'm seeing now that I'm going to have an issue. I just lost the battery on a camera. So, bear with me as I move the camera from an elevated position. Trying not to make this morning. See if we can get that to work. I bet we can. Let's see. There we go. Just kind of have to position things a little bit, so bear with me while we do that. You're going, oh, please stop. You're making me nauseous. Sorry, but I'm trying. I did not expect that to happen. That's kind of weird. I don't normally have my camera go out on me like that. So I will check on that and I will get that fixed. And this seems a little bit blurry, but hey, it'll be okay. We'll make it. After all, it's Monday, right? I'll just keep drinking down with the camera to see if it stops. Hey, you know what? That to me just kind of, sorry again, but that just kind of proves that it is Monday all over again. And if you're getting up this morning, it is the 18th day of January for 2021. And again, I am Dan Gresham, the man who's trying to overcome what is happening before your very eyes today here at home in my house. And I know the music is still going too, but I had a few more things that I had to take care of. Somebody was like, kill the music. Maybe the music was a good thing while we were doing those things. Hey, let me know how your Monday is getting started. Hopefully without all the things, interruptions, things that you didn't plan on. You can do that by just commenting like you would on any other Facebook post down at the bottom of the page. It's just that simple. Where you're watching from, what's going on in your world. You can just say good morning if you want to, or you can make a comment. It's up to you. It is Martin Luther King Day. And many folks will be enjoying a day off, and I hope that is you this morning. But if not, join the rest of us out there in the workforce. Hi, Esther. Good morning to you. Chason is up this morning. Coffee is up this morning. Hi, Mary. Good to see you. Anna is up this morning. Also, Tiny is up this morning along with Robert Chapman. Good morning, Robert. Also, Becky Kahn is up this morning. See what else is going on. Pamela Fisher is here this morning. Regina, good morning, Dan. Hope you're having a good morning from Orange. I am, again, my new philosophy for 2021. No matter what happens, it's a good day. It's just the degree to how good the day is, right? But it's a good day. Fortunate to have another day. Margaret Bertrand, good morning. I hope your day is blessed. Well, so far, so good. Also, Tammy is up with us this morning. Nice to have you with us. David McPeak, good morning, Dan. Nina and David are watching. Invite her. All right. Thank you. Always like it to see. Tracy knew the music was going. We got rid of it for you, Tracy. Hope that helped a little bit. Robert, good morning to you. Thomas Moses, you have a nice house. Now, Thomas, how do you know that? This is just one room. And in fact, you don't even see the whole room. You just see a little bit of it. You might be surprised if you saw the rest of it. But I will say this. My wife is she does a great job of taking care of me and taking care of our house. That's for sure. Hi, Susan. Good morning to you. Tracy, thank you for commenting. Cassandra, good morning to you over in Orange. Also, Stacy is watching in Orangefield this morning. Thomas Moses is up this morning. Connie Goodwin. And if you're wondering why I'm looking at different places, because I have a list on the opposite side of the screen. So I'll look over there and see that, and then I have to make sure that we get everything up so that you can see it. Connie, as I said, good morning to you. Dixie, good morning to you as well. Phyllis is up with us this morning. She is watching in Chester, Nebraska. Cornhusker State, right? Well, thank you, Phyllis, for spending some time, no matter where you are this morning. You know, the thing that we have always tried to do when we do our updates at home. By the way, my name's Dan Gresham. This is my house. I am in my studio, which serves as kind of both an art studio and a video studio for us to be able to do these, what are called live streams from our house. So let's jump in. The thing that we've tried to do with since we began doing these at the beginning of the pandemic, the whole point was you're at home, I was forced to be at home, that we would try to update you on what was happening in the local headlines. But beyond that, not being a newscast, just being a casual get together. We share a cup of coffee. We talk about what's going on in the world. And we talk about what, the scope of the world. I keep saying, yes, there are a lot of things happening in our country, but there are also a lot of things happening in your house. Which one is more important? Which one do you really have the ability to affect most? What happens in Washington, D.C., or what happens in your house, in your neighborhood, in your community, in your town, in your county, in your state? And it graduates up, obviously. But the most impact, there's not a doubt, there is no doubt, the most impact you have is in the smallest sphere, the smallest circle. So, sometimes I think we need to bring our attention back to maybe where it really belongs. Hi, MJ. Good morning to you. Shonda, good morning to you. Patricia is up this morning as well. Margaret, thank you for taking the time. Good morning to you as well. Also, Heaven's Door saying good morning. Virginia, good morning to you. Hope you got a good day going for yourself. Toya, good morning as well. All right, so let's jump over. Let's take a look at what is going on this morning as far as the headlines go. Always point you KFDM.com, first place to go if you want to check on what's happening in local news. You can see a very sad story out of Sabine County. 3 volunteer firefighters, which don't you think, to me, firefighters, a tough job, but the toughest thing to me would be a volunteer firefighter. And they make up the biggest bulk of firefighters in this country, are the people who do it out of the goodness of their heart. They're not getting paid. They're probably spending their own money to purchase equipment. Not all of them, but many of them are. And, they're there at the beck and call because I know I listen to police scanners and have for 40 years or more now. And I hear them going off and I hear them what they call toning or making tones. And they send out a tone and it's like all home receivers. And then these people who have day jobs get up and go to these fires in the middle of the night, do their job, and then they go to their day job. And again, I don't think they're appreciated enough. And this is a sad story about a crash that involved a volunteer fire truck. And 3 members of the volunteer fire department there in Sabine County died in this wreck. And 2 of them, husband and wife. And they're leaving behind a family, young kids. And the other being, this is Jason and Vanessa Davis, 38 and 28. Again, giving their time to their community, and they die on duty. Ralph Hill, another volunteer, died as well. And again, my heart goes out to their family. My condolences go out to their family. There is a GoFundMe account for these folks. So if you want to know more, you can go to our website, KFDM.com. You see right there the GoFundMe account to help them. They had no life insurance. That's the other part. So again, my thoughts are with their family. My thoughts are with their fire department and all the volunteer firemen, the people who, again, give of their own time to protect the people that live in their communities. And it's sad that it takes something like this to bring that to our attention. But I did want to bring it to your attention. And again, you think about a lot of things that we take for granted in our lives. And one of them is fire protection. Oh, there's going to be somebody there. If my house catches fire, somebody will come and put the fire out. Some of them are paid professionals. There's no doubt about that. But many of them, more in this country than paid, are volunteer firefighters. And it's harder and harder. You talk to the fire chiefs in these departments and they will tell you, convincing people that it's worthwhile to give of your time, to help out is not easy. And then finding people who are dedicated enough to do it, and then finding a husband and wife who are willing to do it, and now to lose their life in the line of duty. Yeah. So again, if you can help out those folks, certainly, as I said, my thoughts and prayers going out to the folks there, and not just, again, to that family, but also to the family of the other people involved in that deadly accident there in Sabine County. Also this morning, we're of course celebrating Martin Luther King Day. Hardin County offering some COVID testing today. This is not COVID vaccines. This is COVID testing. But if you want, you can go to, it's in Kuntz. You can go and be tested, and it's not going to cost you anything. Jasper County saying this morning that they are receiving more COVID-19 vaccines this week. So if you want, you can get on the list so that when they get them, they will give you a call. All right? They will give you a call. That is one way to do it. It's a different story in some other counties. Jasper County saying, hey, we've got enough that we're going to start expanding and vaccinating other people. I don't think that you're going to find that to be true in many other places. In many places, Jefferson County, for example, there are people who are scouring, trying to find those vaccines. I do want to come back. I mentioned that Martin Luther King Day, unfortunately, but I think the right move. This year's annual parade in Beaumont canceled because of the pandemic, and the folks involved just felt like it was probably, not the best idea. So Justice of the Peace, Ransom Deuce Jones said they felt like there were better ways to celebrate. But there are other activities that are going on today. So if you want to celebrate and mark the day and remember the legacy that this man left behind, there are certainly ways you can do it here in Southeast Texas. All right, so I want to come back. There are a couple other things that I want to talk about, and COVID-19 related, and I want to talk about what's going on here in the state of Texas and point you to a great tool that we've been utilizing since the very beginning, and it's a tool that is available to you too. You can look this up, or you can Google if you want to, Texas COVID dashboard, and this will pop up, and you can go and you can manipulate it any way that you want as far as finding different numbers. This particular number we're looking at right now is hospital data from what are called trauma service areas, TSA. And we are in trauma service area R. And trauma service area R is 9 counties, including Jefferson and surrounding counties. And it equates to 1.3 million people in this trauma service area. Right now, total staff hospital beds, 1,987. There are 386 available beds. There are 10 ICU beds available for that 9-county area. And again, for people who always say numbers, you can manipulate, you can change, who knows where they... These are lab-confirmed COVID-19 patients in the hospital, 331 in that 9-county area, all right, that are hospitalized. So you can go and check that out for yourself. Now, you want to see what it looks like? At the state level, you can just go over to hit, and you will bring up this chart that shows you originally we were talking about. This was until the latest surge, July, 10,000 people in the hospital. Now, on a regular basis, we're seeing 14,000. We went down on the 17th, on Sunday. We went down to, but don't let that put you in a place where you're thinking, oh, things are getting better. Because I'm not sure that's actually the case if you talk to people who are in public health care. So from that, I want to take you to another article, USA Today, pretty interesting story. As we are seeing more vaccine become available, now we're starting to see people change their minds about whether or not they want the vaccine. Acceptance of the COVID-19 vaccine continues to soar, according to a new USA Today Suffolk University poll. But pessimism is also on the rise about getting back to normal. 56% of those surveyed say they will take the vaccine as soon as it's available to them. That's 10 percentage points higher than it was in December and 30% higher than it was in October. That's pretty amazing. That people now are, is it because people are so overwhelmed with the whole idea? You know, that they now that they're willing to take it because they're like, okay, you know, I see that it was sped, you know, it was quickly developed and it was quickly rolled out. But at this point, you know, I'll grab at anything if maybe it will help me get past this idea. I'll take a personal note just real quick. My mom, my dad, and my sister, who live in Northeast Texas, all got vaccinated. They had one of those mega sites up at, I think, the convention center in Tyler. And my parents drove over and they got vaccinated. And I was trying to tell my mom, you know, Mom, even though you're vaccinated, which made her feel a whole lot better. I said, Mom, you have to understand that it's not immediate. And she goes, I know. I said, because you're talking 2 weeks to be 60% protected. And then the second shot, and 6 weeks later, you're 95, but that's still 5%, because she was saying, well, how did this happen? One of my friends who got the COVID vaccine, you know, tested positive. I said, well, Mom, you know, just because you have the vaccine doesn't mean that, you know, you're impervious, doesn't mean that it can't happen to you. Because obviously, even at its best, 95%, that leaves room for it to still happen. So keep that in mind. But the point was, she was relieved because she felt like there was, you know, light at the end of the tunnel. There was hope of moving forward. And I think that's what a lot of people see in this vaccine, right? And maybe that's why that approval level has gone up. Are you at that point yet? Were you skeptical at first and now you're like, okay, maybe that's true? Another story I will point you to this morning real quickly, which I think is interesting, Texas Tribune. You may know that our local state representative, Joe Desautels, who had the vaccine, tested positive going into the state capitol. And their question is, you know, is putting all these people into the building, the Capitol building, are you creating a situation? And of course, obviously, this is not recent because nobody has a mask on. You're mandated to wear a mask now in the state capitol. But they're just saying, is it worth the risk to have in-person legislative sessions here in the state of Texas with the exposure you're putting these people under or into? And they're asking, you know, is it a petri dish or is it something worthwhile? And there you can read about Joe Desautels ending the first week by testing positive. But he was not the only one. And their point seems to be valid. There's still 19 weeks to go in this legislative session. So it might be something worth reading if you're interested. Again, that's at the Texas Tribune. And I'll finish up this morning on a lighter note. My favorite thing every day is to learn something new. And I always say, you know what? It's easy. I never have a problem learning many new things every single day. This is one I had no idea. Houston will soon be home to the largest urban solar farm in the country. 240 acres of city-owned land will become a solar farm. Do you know what a solar farm is? It'll mean that 240 acres will be covered in solar collectors, solar panels. They're going to create a solar project that will create enough power to energy to power 5,000 homes in the Houston area. Interesting. Will we see more of these? Could be. All right. Again, you can continue to post up your comments this morning. I've got to run. I have other things that I've got to do. I know you have other things that you need to do too. And I always say I appreciate your time because it is an investment with the most valuable currency that you possibly have. So I'm going to run. I do thank you. I do remind you, post your comments. I'll read them all, even if I didn't get them, posted up here. Also, the reminder that you can let me know things that you want to talk about, things you want to hear more about, people perhaps that you'd like to see us interview. We will certainly try and attempt to do that. You can also catch up on what's going on today at noon. Dana Melanson will be there. He'll update the forecast for you, which is looking pretty good. Plus, of course, you can continue to follow on Facebook. We update all of our stories on all of our social media pages, just like we do on KFDM.com. You can follow me on Twitter, Morning TV Dan. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Dan's at Home. And essentially, you'll get the same update that you get here on Facebook, only you'll get it on YouTube, and you'll get notifications that they're coming. All right. So again, I hope your Wednesday turns out to be a good one and get it off and running today. Be careful out there. Reach out to somebody. See if you can check on them. Make sure they're okay today as well. And I'll look forward to seeing you bright and early tomorrow morning back on KFDM and KBTV Fox 4, as well as right here on our Facebook page, as we'll live stream tomorrow morning from the house as 9:30, 9:45 or so. If you do me a favor, hit me with a like, and we will look forward to seeing you back here bright and early tomorrow morning as promised. Till then, be safe.